So I thought I'd go out today and film an area in the city that all the houses had to be demolished after the earthquake some 10 or 12 years ago. So there's no one living there, but the roads and the electricity, the power lines and everything I think are still there, but it's just a little reminder about what can happen after earthquakes. It didn't quite go the way I expected it to. The sun was very bright, and even although I had built a hood and instead of using my cell phone as the viewing platform, I hooked it to a tablet, so I get a bigger view of what the camera's recording. And I built a shade over that tablet to shield the light, so I could see what was happening clearer than using your cell phone. But the sun happened to be pretty much overhead when I was doing the recording, so I couldn't see the screen properly, and as a result I put the drone up and sent it out over the area, and I lost it. And I spent nearly an hour trudging around looking for it. And it wasn't until I got to the point where I was about to give up that up popped a sort of a warning sign on my screen: find my drone. And there was a setting there that said make the drone squawk, and I think the light flashed as well. So I thought, what have I got to lose? So I pressed the button, and then suddenly what popped up on the screen is a diagram, a live diagram, probably generated from GPS, that showed where I was standing as I was holding the controller in my hands, and it showed the position of the controller, and then lo and behold it showed the position of the drone. So what I had to do was keep hold of the controller and walk towards the location that showed where the drone was, and it turned out to be pretty close to where the drone was. Walked around, couldn't hear anything, and then blew me down after about another 15 minutes. I was walking close to these bushes and turned the corner, and there it was, lying on its back, squawking its head off, a bit like a duck really. So, you know, all the best intentions in the world, you still can't predict exactly what's going to happen. So away we go. Send up the drone, heading out in a direction that I couldn't actually see the scene that you're looking at now. I could not see on the screen because of the brightness of the sun shining on the screen. So the problem was, because I couldn't tell where it was, I didn't really know which direction to move it in. And I think I just automatically tried to send it in a straight line, but things got a bit out of hand. And if you keep watching, you'll see. So for some reason I must have made the drone, I was endeavouring to make it land, I think, which it very nearly did, but by the looks of it, it was still hovering about half a metre above the ground. What that also meant was, because I could not see where it was, I didn't know which direction I could safely move it without hitting something, because I was just flying absolutely blind, as it were. And, well, therein lies the problem, really. Fortunately, because the battery still had quite a bit of life in it, it continued to squawk and carry on and send out signals. Otherwise I probably wouldn't even have found it. So, all the care in the world, and sometimes the elements are beyond your control. And of course it just kept recording and recording. It was still recording probably another 4 or 5 minutes ahead of this point. But I'll stop it here because there's nothing more to look at. This is where it came to rest, and this is where I found it.